And we are live. Good evening, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gem of Crypto, episode 380. Today is Monday, April 15th, and I'm King.
And I'm Bitcoin Zay, and we are here to bridge the gap between cryptocurrency and the community Monday through Friday at 3-ish.
3-ish. And today we have a lot of great stories. We'll be talking about Binance delisting, Bitcoin SV, and CZ getting into it, Craig Wright. Satoshis Treasure, a global puzzle with $1 million in Bitcoin prize money. IMF and World Bank launch educational blockchain token. And last but not least, we'll go and talk about Ledger X revealing their bid to beat back to physical Bitcoin futures launch. But first, did we have a cryptic coin winner from last week?
Oh, yeah. Our winner from last week is Ryan Cooper again.
Yeah. Ryan Cooper.
Oh, yeah. In response to our question about the Ethereum rap that Vitalik did, which was god-awful and very offbeat. So we wanted to see if somebody had better raps. He is actually a musician. So he had a recorded song that was like a minute long. So he definitely blew it out the water.
He's already on the Bitcoin rap game.
He's already been on it. So shout out to Ryan Cooper. We got your cryptic coin address. We owe you a good amount. We'll be sending that over to you this week.
There we go. All right, and the top story of the day. Boom. Binance delists Bitcoin SV CEO calls Craig Wright a fraud. That's right, you heard it here first. Binance.
Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, let's give him a hand clap. Let's give him a hand clap.
Right.
Shout out to CZ.
Going
through with it. Yeah.
Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange by reported volume, will delist Bitcoin SV, BSV, after a week of controversy around the cryptocurrency's creator, Craig Wright. Before we start, I have to say, I can't believe Binance even listed it to begin with. But what's going on with this story?
Oh, yeah. Well, over the weekend, if you have Twitter, you saw that Craig Wright went on a rant against some of the people who said that he was a fraud. If you know Craig Wright, he has claimed that he is Satoshi, the man himself who built Bitcoin from scratch, which if you want to say that you're Satoshi, it's a very easy way to prove it. All you have to do is have the private key and sign off on a transaction from his wallet. We know what his wallet is. We can see when funds are moved. Nothing's ever been moved, and Craig Wright basically went on a tirade saying he's going to sue everybody who tries to come in his way, which he basically did. And the funny thing was, CZ is a CEO of the most profitable exchange, and he actually engaged with this because he doesn't have to say anything ever. He could be Brian Armstrong and just sit quietly if he wanted to, but he actually engaged with him and came out and said straight up, Craig Wright is a fraud. And once he said that, the floodgates opened, everybody went at him. And it was funny because most of the people said, oh yeah, well, if CZ says it, it'll be funny if, Monday he delists BSV. And in my opinion, I didn't think he was going to do it for business reasons. I figured, he'll have him, keep it around. But nope. Woke up this morning and BSV was gone. And this is all started from Twitter, like I said before. One of the major players in this was a guy named Peter McCormick, who wrote a letter to Craig Wright and said, hey, if you're going to sue everybody that says that you're a fraud, you're going to be suing for the rest of your life because nobody believes you're Satoshi. And Craig Wright has tried to debo his way into it for a while. Great to see from CZ. BSV dropped 10% as soon as the news came out. Huge red candle. And for those people who were holding, some of the popular people like Kevin Pham, who's big on Twitter, they lost a good amount of value there. So even though BSV, in my opinion, shouldn't have even been listed, the fact that it was, and Craig Wright has come out and said this, I think Kraken is looking at delisting it, and I believe there's another exchange looking at delisting it now. Ooh. So he dug himself a little hole here, and it should be interesting how it plays out.
And as great as that is to see, here's a slippery slope of exchanges. Again, I'm not a fan of BSV either.
Yeah.
But what the government is trying to do as far as regulations, make everyone go through these centralized regulated exchanges, so they can do things like this. They can say, well, you know what? Venezuela, we don't count your petro coin. You know what I mean? Like, we're only going to do gemnized, dollar tether pegged, wherever they have, or dollar pegged stable coin. So it's pretty interesting to see that. But as you said, it's even more interesting to see in the year 2019 arguments on Twitter, which CEOs even engage in, CEOs of multi-billion-dollar companies will have real-world effects.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's definitely a cool thing to see. Here, actually going to give some shout outs to a lot of people. I'm assuming the notifications came late today because everyone came on about a couple minutes after we started. But hello, Christopher Ladd, Shannon Allen says, send me the list for sure.
Gotcha.
Richard Terween, hello, Tessa Hall, Clove 71, Blockchain Shuja, Morpheus Mai, Edwin IT. There we go.
Who else Tessa said Craig Wright tore his draws on that one.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. He messed up on that one.
Again, this is crazy. I just said Peter McCormick. You can see he's on this thread as well. One thing I saw on the thread, which no one replied to, is why do you list is fraud coin then? I guess somebody was saying, why do you list fraud coin then? Oh, this was actually the John guy who did the interview with Roger Ver.
Yeah.
You remember who got Roger?
Yeah, got Roger.
So great question by John. Yeah, why don't they list what you call it? It's pretty
list Bcash. Yeah, I think it's
why did they list it to begin with?
That's what I'm saying. It's a money grab. They figure people are going to come to and use it, but at the same time, there's no volume on it as far as use case and transactions. It's literally just one guy saying this is Satoshi's vision, and everybody's sick and tired of him. So good riddance, Craig Wright.
Speaking of things, well, you know what? We'll save that one for the end because that was a great news story. But next up, I guess we can jump on over to Ledger X reveals bid to be back to physical Bitcoin futures launch. Well, I mean, BAC's not launching until we get a bull market, so it shouldn't be hard to beat them. What's going on here?
Oh, yeah. Well, cryptocurrency derivatives provider Ledger X, they plan to become the first U.S. firm to offer physically settled Bitcoin futures contracts. And what that means is that there are futures contracts that, are settled now in USD. However, these will be settled in Bitcoin, which means that you will have to physically purchase Bitcoin in order to settle these contracts, which is a big bull signal for people, because if you have a lot of demand on the bull side and they have to settle it with Bitcoin, they have to purchase it, and it's only a certain supply that you can get at any time. So that actually raises the premium, because if somebody's like, hey, we only got this block of Bitcoin we could sell in a certain time period, somebody's like, okay, well, we'll pay $5,000 for it, and the next person is like, well, I'll give you $6,000 for it, and that happens in real time very fast. So it could get up to 8, 9, 10 very quickly, which will leave a lot of people behind, but the highest bidder wins. And that's what Ledger X is trying to bring. I will say good luck, because they've been denied for a few, I believe they've been denied for the ETF and for something else as well. But, they filed for the license with the CFTC, and we'll see what happens with Ledger X.
It's crazy that all the companies in this space, as well as, you talk about the cannabis business, all these different businesses and these illegal or not formally regulated yet industries, if everyone just does it, no one can stop you, which is crazy. But no one will. And they're talking about this new platform dubbed Omni. What happened now? Wasn't there already
Omni fell all the way off?
Right. So are we we're reusing old coin names? What's going on here?
Well, I mean, honestly, too, with marketing, a lot of the marketing dollars that were used in 2017 were all because of the bull market. And it's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Bull market comes, money rolls in, spend it on marketing, more people buy it, bull run continues. So when that's not happening, that you have to cut back, and usually the smaller coins won't have as much marketing and stuff going on. But Omni looks like it's still a good protocol layer to use for them.
There we go. Well, we'll see who wins this race between Ledger X and BACT. Again, I think they're both waiting on the bull market to come back.
Yeah, BACT
I wouldn't be surprised they launched the same week. One Tuesday and one literally on Wednesday and Thursday. It's like, all right, let's just let it fly. We gotta get some market share.
Just let it fly.
Right. IMF and World Bank are on the news. Looks like they plan to launch an educational blockchain token. That is right. The International Monetary Fund and the World Bank have launched a crypto token called Learning Coin to better understand how blockchain technology works.
Never thought
how does this Learning Coin by the IMF and World Bank? They want to know who knows how to use it already.
Yeah, exactly. I never thought
where's the conspiracy part of this at?
Yeah, and I remember explaining this to people that, the bigger World Bank, IMF, people would say, well, they'll never use cryptocurrency because there'll be competition. I keep trying to tell people, or I tried to tell people, that they won't have a choice, because at some point, because even Christine Lagarde, who runs the World Bank, she even stated, or she's IMF chief, she even stated cryptocurrencies are changing everything. There's nothing we can do about it. Pandora's box has been open. So you can't beat them, join them. And it looks like they've joined. And in the report, it says the development of crypto assets and distributed ledger technology is evolving rapidly, as is the amount of information surrounding it. This is forcing central banks, regulators, financial institutions to recognize a growing knowledge gap between legislators, policymakers, economists, and the technology. And I'm glad they recognize that, because they really don't know what they're talking about half the time. But this should be a good way to earn cryptocurrency for learning about cryptocurrency and blockchain. Same thing Coinbase has done, same thing CryptoCoin has done, same thing we do. We give it away usually just because you want to learn about it. So good for them for, like we said, it's a base hit. They introduced
it definitely is a base hit, but I do want to know why, because it's one of those.
It's something else.
I'm assuming they're probably just trying to at least begin to train up people to that they can actually hire for things, because again, this is the IMF and the World Bank, folks. They don't go into their meetings saying, how can we make the rest of the world just as wealthy as us?
Exactly.
How can we bring people up along in their wherever their income class is? How can we bring people to a higher income equality? You know, how to make people wealthy. The World Bank and IMF does not go into any meeting and say that.
They're looking for employees.
They're looking for employees and ways to make more money. Yeah. So again, for them to come out and say, "Oh yeah, we got this what's it called, learning coin for you." Again, I want to know why this was done because. Of course, you know, these are the groups that think 20, 30 plus years down the line. They're not just doing this because all of a sudden they're like, all right, this is the end of banks. Let's be nice to the population now. That definitely is not the case. So.
Nah, they'll try and find some back end way to do it. But the best part is everybody who does learn about it doesn't have to use them. That's the best part of all of this. You don't have to ever get learning coin if you don't want to. You can just learn about it, purchase some, or earn it through some other means. So good for them as far as trying to seem like they help, which we all know they don't. But IMF isn't my top choice for learning about cryptocurrency.
What's going on, God TV? What's going on, Gervais? Right? Hello. All right, and last but not least, a very cool article that came out today. References a movie we actually discussed here on this show before, but Satoshi's Treasure is a global puzzle with $1 million Bitcoin prize. That is right. Satoshi's Treasure is a new alternate reality game called Satoshi's Treasure. It has hidden the keys to $1 million worth of Bitcoin across the globe, forcing players to collaborate and improvise. A lot of people have joked. This is a quote actually from Primitive Ventures co-founder Eric Metzer, who said a lot of people have joked we're doing the Bitcoin version of Ready Player One. That was the movie we talked about here before. He's also quoted saying the game is going to have a leaderboard to show which teams have the most keys. So again, Ready Player One, I believe it came out last year. We talked about that movie on this show, saying it was a great movie to go see if you're into crypto, technology, all that good stuff. But in Ready Player One, literally what people would leave from school or from work, or some people actually went to school or work in this alternate virtual reality universe where they could actually earn basically cryptocurrency that they could spend in the real world. So it's like playing a video game, except all the rewards and all the money you earn transfers over, and in the video game there's like an Easter egg that was worth whatever, like $1 million in the real world as well. So it's pretty interesting to see Satoshi's Treasure do this. What more can you tell us about this?
Oh, yeah. In my opinion, they should implement some sort of Pokemon-type geolocation thing. Because remember the Pokemon game where everybody's running around trying to catch them all? I mean, people were in the middle of the street trying to catch
people
Pokemon.
Get kidnapped in cryptos.
Yeah, like, I mean, I remember my friend threw the Pokeball accidentally on the stripper stage, and I couldn't go up there and get it. So, literally, that's a true story. I couldn't get it. So, but in the street, in the mall, and if you did this with Bitcoin and he actually could find the private keys, this is great for as far as promotion and people using it. You'll never see a treasure hunt for actual gold and cash and fiat. Nobody's throwing money out and say, hey, find this. But this is a great way to bring people in to actually try and find out about cryptocurrency. And the message even says, neither gold nor jewels nor the pieces of worthless paper that pass for money is in this sad age. So they have basically seen what we've seen with the future coming. Nobody wants to use that stuff anymore, and your kids definitely don't. So this is great for them to explore. And long term, we'll see how long it takes. That's what I want to see, is how long will this go for.
And you can see here, this is the actual site, Satoshi Treasure. Satoshis Treasure.xyz. Here you can see the website. The hunt is on. Clues here Sunday, noon PST. Sign up to be notified. It's talking about the keys, the J key, the Bismuth key, Mamaros key, all released April 16th. So I'm assuming, even though it's this was for the Sunday PST, I'm assuming it's either actually starting tomorrow or they're starting on UCT time. Nice. Again, it's unknown. They've been found. Here's the clues: geostationary orbit. Where you click on those clues, there's talking about how to find the keys, and it looks like you actually need a real global team. And again, here's the rules to their hunt, which can be found here. Again, not too many rules, but wow, this will be very interesting. $1 million.
1 million.
Crypto warriors, stand up.
I was say maybe even more, depending on how much the value is, because it's 198 Bitcoins, so it could be worth even more than $1 million by the time people find it. So.
Right. Here we go. Let's go ahead and get these warriors on this game. This is going to be a lot of fun. What's going on, Sergeant Crypto? Here we go. This is pretty cool. I mean, this is literally Ready Player One right here. Except we're in the real world with it. But I can't wait till the details get released because, yeah, I mean, why not put something in LA, right?
Yeah, I mean, LA, really any city that has a large populace would be great to have some sort of scavenger hunt around. Doesn't have to be 198 Bitcoin worth, but it would be great. Maybe 1 Bitcoin or so.
They're saying here, in places where many dwell and one with only a small number of inhabitants. Where is a place where many people dwell and a small number of inhabitants? These locations can be discovered by monitoring the output of the primitive orbitals known in your time as Galaxy 18. Oh, they got the whole... This is getting crazy.
Yeah, they got something. They got numerology in there.
Can we just get a real spaceship? That's all I want. And some lasers.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go full Tron, and let's go from there.
All right. Other than that, for the free cryptic coin, what are we doing today?
Oh, yeah. So for the free cryptic coin today, how do you feel about the IMF Learning Coin? Will you use it? Will you actually learn about cryptocurrency with the IMF and the World Bank? Let us know what you think. Put that cryptic coin address, and we'll send those free coins to you.
All right. As always, thanks for watching. Make sure you smash that like and share button. If you haven't already, subscribe and hit that bell so you can catch more episodes when they're released. Until then, we will talk to you all tomorrow. Cheers.
Cheers.